Milwaukee is the worst place statistically to live as a black man, and there was a lot of violence, a lot of friends around me that either committed suicide or were murdered. And the music that I wanted to write, I wanted it to become a answer to that, sort of like a different energy to bring about and to sort of magnify living and life and what we could do with our lives and stuff like that. So I called it life music from day one just because I felt like that was what the need was. And yeah, so we kept on to that. We've been rocking with that title for like 30 years now.
Beautiful. I love it. And you're a fellow Midwesterner. I'm from Minnesota, so we're like neighbors.
Yeah, that's right. Minnesota. I'm very familiar with Minnesota. Yeah.
Yes. So tell me, how did the rest of development come together? Like, how did you guys formulate your group?
Well, I came from Milwaukee, as I said. I moved to Atlanta to go to the Art Institute of Atlanta, and I hung up a flyer looking for a DJ because I was a DJ, but I started rhyming at that point. And this dude named Tim was looking at the flyer. We started talking, and we ended up becoming best friends. He was a DJ, and that was my first group member. We started, doing little shows, and we would invite people on stage to rock with us because our show was different. Like, it was me and Headliner, which is Tim. I named him Headliner. And the difference with us is we would invite people on stage like to paint or to do poetry or to play djembes, like an African drum, the djembe, or stuff like that. And so it became this jam session. And that's what sort of became the group, because some of the group members that you all know from our past records were people in the audience that came on stage or were friends of people in the audience that came on stage. So it was that type of energy. It was a very organic, talent and expression-based type of thing.
Wow. Well, you just created a whole visual for me because I'm going to tell you something crazy. I also am a graduate of Art Institute of Atlanta. So I know.
Get out of here. Wow.
And you know what? It's so crazy because I got there in like 96, and that was right when I think they were kind of phasing out the music program, but everybody was really mad about it because they said that was one of the best programs, and everything just kind of started changing. But man, that's awesome. So I can see how just that environment would create such a atmosphere to create something great like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And I was grateful to be there. And it was a music school, so we were in the music business side of it. They had arts and other parts too, but we were in the music business side of it. And so, there was a lot of artistic people around us. There was people that really wanted to make it. And, I think that had a lot to do with being able to find such, great spirits and great people to create with.
Yes. Did they do the open mic and the jam session and all of that like they did? I don't know. They were doing that when I was there, when they just would get everybody together and they would have these big jam sessions.
We did. Yeah, we did that. Arrested Development never did one of those, but who would become Arrested Development? Because obviously it was me, and then I brought in Headliner. Me and him, we messed around with other people that were students, and we would do songs here and there, but it wasn't as Arrested Development yet. We were just still sort of like just bonding with each other as friends,
Wow, that is so cool. So, now that you're making like this new music and like this new album, like how different was the experience making this album than when you were making the album 3 years, 5 months, and 2 days in the life of in 1992? Like, I know it was a totally different experience.
It was. It's totally different. The music industry in general was, I would say, 90% different, maybe 80% different than it used to be. So obviously it was during the COVID-19 period, and me and Configa, who I was just talking to you about, I didn't know him. I just heard his music in a friend of mine named Jahid's record called Future Forward. And I was like, I love these beats. And I've been following Jahid for a while. We've been cool for quite a long time. So I was like, Jahid, this is your best record yet. And when I knew that Configa did the beats, I was like, wow, I got to talk to this dude. I really like his soundscapes and the sensibility of hip hop that he has. And so we started, I called him or emailed him or what have you. And we started connecting. And then from that, it was just really one song at a time, just sort of building this. But me and Configa have never met in person. So that's another huge difference, is that we were passing tracks back and forth online and, ideas back and forth online. We've seen each other on Zoom, but I've never actually met him in person. So that's a whole nother difference than what, the atmosphere was back in the 90s. And then, of course, just how you sell music, how people consume music, it's all just totally different. But the creativity, just at the end of the day, it's really what you're trying to do is just fulfill and manifest that creativity. So at the end of the day, you just find ways to make it happen, even though the techniques are totally different nowadays.
Okay. Well, you know what? Sometimes I really like to just ask questions like, who inspires you? Like, what inspires you when you say, look, I want to do new music, or, what do you do to get into that zone?
For me personally, life, things that I'm going through myself, things that I see around me, things that our nation and world is going through. Those are the things that inspire me to write a song. And I use it for therapy, which this album very much is therapeutic. And also just to try to make sense of the world. But then also to just bring something to the world. Like, even if I feel like I have a viewpoint that's different than what I'm hearing, I want to put that out too. So all of those reasons are what makes me create, that's it.
Okay, wonderful. And we love to ask this question of our guests because I love hearing the answers that everyone comes up with. And I know it's a loaded question, but what does hip hop mean to you, and why do you feel like hip hop saves you?
Hip hop for me is peace, unity, love, and having fun. It's an answer to gang violence to me. It is the vehicle for Black people in particular to be able to share information with each other across the world and to help heal the wounds of our past and the history that we've been through. So that's what I think hip hop is, and how it saved me is in all of those ways. Like, hip hop music has many times been a sermon for me. Hip hop music has been a lot of times therapeutic, like a therapist for me. And of course, it's been like a girlfriend or a wife for me. It's been a friend for me. It's been all of those things. Like, hip hop music has been so much for me throughout my life. And so that's how it saved me too. And it, of course, gave me more purpose in my life by being an MC and being a producer and doing what I do. So I love hip hop music,
Most definitely. Yes, dope answer. All right. Well, definitely. And you also, one more thing come out, don't you? On like Amazon Prime, you have a film?
Yeah, I got this film that I did. It's a full-length documentary. It's won numerous awards throughout the nation. And I went into a jail and wrote music with the inmates, and I call them residents. The movie is called 16 Bars, and it's a powerful film. The first time we ever aired it, it was in San Rafael, California. And after the film was over, there wasn't a dry eye in the building, and you could hear a pin drop. People were just so moved by hearing the voices of these men that were locked behind bars, and just hearing what they had to say, hearing their music, and just experiencing their life. So it's a really powerful film. It's on Amazon Prime. It's on YouTube. It's on Voodoo, Hulu, and all of those different platforms, you know what I mean? So you can see it a lot of places.
Okay, well, I'm definitely going to go check that out. I'm checking that out tonight. I really want to see that for sure. So, well,
thank you.
Awesome, yes. Well, definitely, what is your favorite track? Do you have a favorite song that's on the album?
For me, it changes. I live with this album. I love this record. I'm so proud of this record. Don't Fight Your Demons has, to me, a lot of great songs, and it makes up a whole piece of art. But at this point, I would say my favorite joint is probably The Forsaken, which is the last song in there. But at certain points, it's been Back Down. Other points, it's been Becoming. So, you know, it just sort of changes over time.
Okay. Well, we definitely going to be playing some tracks from this dope album that you just released. So I'm so excited to do that. And is there anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to, or where can we find everything Arrested Development as far as like your social media, your website? How can we find everything you?
Definitely. I want to give a shout out to my dude Configa, who co-executive produced this record with me. He obviously produced a lot of the songs on here too. I want to shout out Chris Acosta, who produced on there. I want to shout out Mark X. I want to shout out all the group members of Arrested Development, past and present. I want to shout out my queen, my wife, because she just like got her first juice business, like a brick and mortar juice business location. So I want to shout her out. And you know, of course, people can find us at arresteddevelopmentmusic.com. They can go online and see us at speech __ on IG or anywhere online. And then you could go to my website, which is brotherspeech.com. And there's like everything that we're doing, the documentary, the album. I got solo stuff that I'm doing. There's a lot of great stuff that we're doing. We're donating money to those in black colleges. So we got $1 million that we donated to black students. So we're doing like some really exciting things, and I want people to know about it. So brotherspeech.com or arresteddevelopmentmusic.com.
Wonderful. That is so awesome. And we got to support your wife's business. And where is it located? Is it you have any mention how we can go support that as well?
Definitely. First of all, her website is up right now. She delivers juices all throughout Georgia and even throughout the United States. So it's all organic, really, really incredibly tasting, healthy juices. So it's yogijuicebar.com. And Yogi is spelled YOGI, juicebar.com. And then her first location is actually at an exciting collective of black women business owners. It's called the Iwi Fresh Farm Oasis in Atlanta, Georgia. And it's literally all black owned business people, mainly women. And her juice bar is premiering right there in the heart of that. So it's a very special, spiritual, wonderful place.
Amazing. Well, I'm definitely going to come and look that up, and we'll, definitely be in Atlanta very soon. So definitely have to come check that out for sure.
You will. It's a destination location. Like when you come to Atlanta, you don't leave Atlanta without visiting, Yogi Juice Bar and Iwi Fresh Farm Oasis. It's like one of the best motivating places you'll ever see in the nation. Great.
Be there. We will definitely be there. The Boom Bap Hour will be there. That means y'all got to be there too, okay? Yeah. All right. Well, y'all make sure y'all go and check out the new album, Don't Fight Your Demons, from Arrested Development. We will be playing the new music after this interview. I promise you will absolutely love it. And again, thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to interview today. Again, I grew up with you, and it was just such an amazing honor to talk with you today. Again, everybody give it up for Arrested Development. Yes!
Thank you.
Yes, y'all don't go anywhere. You keep it locked. It's the Boom Bap Hour Uncut, y'all.
Yeah. Well, I got this rap shit soon. Shouts out to all the dreamers. Yeah. Well, I got this rap shit soon. Shouts out to all the dreamers. Yeah. Well, I got this rap shit soon. Shouts out to all the dreamers. They born that for 16, I got that. body count.